early June 1967. The six-day war in the Middle East between Israel, Egypt, Jordan, and Syria is underway. A spy ship, very lightly armed, but bristling with antennae, steams into the Mediterranean to eavesdrop on the conflict. It is patrolling in international waters off the Egyptian coast. At 2 in the afternoon, on June the 8th, with the war reaching its climax, Israeli jets and motor torpedo boats launch an unprovoked attack on the ship. They drop napalm and strafe its decks with rockets, cannon fire, and armor-piercing rounds before trying to sink it with torpedoes.
We had no way to defend ourselves, and it was just, we're just slaughtered.
And they shot at the life rafts that were put into the water, and they shot the ones that were still on board the ship. Bullet holes, shell holes, everywhere, blood. The forecastle, the front part of the ship, was just red with blood.
Throughout the attack, the ship flies the Stars and Stripes, the flag of Israel's closest ally, the United States of America. Its name, the USS Liberty, is freshly painted on its stern, and the bow carries the distinctive numbers of an American naval vessel.
Out of a crew of just under 300, there were 34 killed and 172 injured in varying degrees to life-threatening, life-debilitating injuries. So that was more than 2/3 of the crew.
This audio tape, which has never been broadcast before, was recorded in real time by the Israeli military during the assault. The woman's voice in the background is counting down the seconds. It proves that Israeli commanders knew all along that they were attacking an American ship. For the first time, this and other evidence allows us to reveal the true story of what happened that day and what came after. When a deadly assault by one ally on another was covered up, and an American president was manipulated by the secret agents of a foreign power. Events that have shaped U.S.-Israeli relations ever since.
Okay, good morning everyone. It is obviously the 8th of June, 2020. 50 plus years later. Significant event. I cannot tell you how significant, and let me just give you one more little blip. There's an old saying, the more things change, the more things remain the same. So let's see what we can bring up right here. Real quick now.
So these awards are given to me by the Jewish community for different things, and this is the Tree of Life, which is a very big award in terms of everything that I stand for. It means so much to me. And a lot of times I'll have friends of mine come in, Jewish, and they will see the Tree of Life and they'll say, wow, what a great thing. Likewise, right over here, this is the Shalom Humanitarian Award, and that was presented to me also.
Yes, sir. Okay, now, what you got to figure out here, people, is why is this still important 50 plus years later? Well, I hate to tell you this, but my channel will not survive me giving you the answer. But if you watch and listen carefully, listen closely, and as much as I hate to say this horrifying cliche, if you connect the dots, you will understand the staggering significance of the 8 June 1967 brutal, tragic assault on the USS Liberty. I just can't stress this enough, people. It will answer a lot of questions about where we are today if you only have a discerning mind and can figure that out. So, I'll tell you what, it's a sobering moment. It was a very recent event when I joined the Navy back in 1973. It's only 6 years old. Can't say as I ever met any sailor from the Liberty, Don't only know if I even met anyone that knew anyone from the Liberty, but we knew about the USS Liberty, even 6 years later. Recent history, as I call it. It is important. It is important to study and understand history, or you are doomed to repeat it. Can't stress that point enough either. I know I've said that 100 times on my channel. Anyhow, this should be the memorial for the Liberty Day today. I won't bother you with other news. You've got all my links and sources. You can check, see what's happening there with Bill Gates and his mosquitoes and what else is going on. We also want to look into what the Kabbalistic Tree of Life's all about. But then you can do so or don't. Anyhow, just quickly, yesterday, the big investigative trip to Rugby, North Dakota Geographical Center, North America. Nothing. 20, maybe 25 high school kids. Ridiculous. So, I don't know where that misinformation came from, but it was a beautiful day for a drive, a little on the warm side. Amazing how these weather extremes go from one extreme to the other. Alright, people. Like I say, the day belongs to the memory of the USS Liberty. I will talk to you tomorrow.